Welcome to Henry's Off-Road Travels. In this series, join Sharon and me as our long-term plans of crossing Australia is finally realised. We have 4 months to explore and find out whether the West is really the best. We travel with friends in our new Land Cruiser 300 and fully off-road caravan. I hope you enjoy our travels as much as we do. We have got to Hervey Bay. We left Bundaberg about 8:15 or so in the morning. So it's only a short trip to Hervey Bay. Just checked into the Tourist Information Centre and we have managed to arrange bookings to Fraser Island for tomorrow. Bit of a tight squeeze. There we are. But anyway, managed to wiggle in. Nice bays. It's 11:30. Got in about 45 minutes ago. So we're sort of getting it down to a fine art at the moment. Bookings have been made for Fraser Island, Nagari, tomorrow. It's a bright early start. We'll catch the bus from across the road just here, which is good for us. I did. I was hoping Leon might have walked underneath it, but
yeah, big one.
Man, careful what you do. We are about to head off to catch a bus. It's 10 to 7. Bus is coming 7:30, but we've got to be there a little bit early. But we're off to Fraser Island today, so that should be good. Should be clear skies, which it is at the moment. I was fearful it might be actually cloudy, but that's not the case. We don't actually get back till about 6:45 or so in the evening, so it's going to be pitch black.
Good morning everyone, welcome aboard the Fraser Venture. Oh, what a beautiful morning it is. My name's Neil, I'm the captain. The crew is Tom and Dylan.
Enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's alright.
45-minute boat trip, roughly.
Yeah.
Ferry trip.
Nice and smooth.
If you follow Gari off to the left-hand side, way up in the distance you'll see a point of land. That's Moon Point, which is the halfway mark of the island. Gari extends to the north of Moon Point for approximately 65 kilometres. Up to the very top of the island is Sandy Cape. That's right about the same distance again, approximately another 65 kilometres from Moon Point down to the bottom of the island at Hook Point, just north of the small coastal township of Rainbow Beach. So everything you can see of Gari at the moment, from Moon Point up there on the left, around in front of the ferry and down to the south on the right hand side, you're only looking at around about a quarter of the island. The large island to the left of Moon Point, directly on our left hand side now, is Big Woody Island, an uninhabited national park. And to the left of Big Woody Island you'll see another point of land, this one on the mainland, That's probably where most of you came from this morning. That's Sharangan, a suburb of Hervey Bay. Where we're left from at River Heads is what's known as a conflux. That's the meeting of two river mouths at the one location where it meets the ocean. In this case you've got the Susan River and the Mary River. The stretch of water we're sailing through here is the Great Sandy Straits. It's a very narrow, shallow stretch of water that separates Gari from the mainland. Very aptly named, lots of sandbars and sandbanks all throughout the area. The Sandy Straits are home to a big variety of marine life. We've already seen a dugong this morning, but also can see dolphins and turtles. Well worth keeping your eyes on the water. You may be lucky enough to spot some of these animals. As I see last cars about to drive off the ferry, can make your way downstairs. Thank you very much for waiting. Please have a good look around and make sure you have all your belongings with you. Now it is important that Charlie walk down the jetty on the right hand side. There is a pathway there. There will be cars driving back down on the left hand side to meet this ferry. You'll find your buses are waiting for you at the end of the jetty on the right. Have a lovely day on Gully. You've certainly got beautiful weather for it.
And with that, the boat ride is over.
We'll make our way past the beautiful Kingfisher Bay Resort. There it is, folks, the lovely Kingfisher. Later on, you're also going to see Gari Beach Resort. This Blue Bus Company, the barge, the two resorts. That's all part of the same setup, folks. The Gari folks on the right-hand side, Gari Fraser Island. That's the First Nations name for the Butchla Indigenous First Nations have referred to this place for thousands of years as Gari. Tracks are not rough, but now getting a bit soft and getting a bit chewed up at the moment. So you will be swaying a little bit from now and then, and that will be part of the adventure, you know. It'll take us about 35 minutes or so, 40 minutes to get to Lake Mackenzie, folks. And then you're going to have an opportunity to go for a splash, and there's crystal clear, beautiful blue water. The water doesn't filter through the sands because there's an impervious layer of coffee rock. It seals it off. Coffee rock is just plant material that's solidified. With this crystal clear water mass on top of the very bright white silica sands. That's what makes Lake Mackenzie so special. The water gets a bit more acidic as well over time with the plant materials decaying and being stagnant, and you know, it's not acidic enough to harm you. It's just very refreshing on your skin. It's a bit like a spa treatment, if you like. Some even claim it to be the fountain of youth. Yeah, it's like the acidic water, and another added benefit is the you get a tea tree family. It's a species of tree that related to eucalyptus that drops its leaves in the lake, and that slightly dissolves, releasing those oils which are antiseptic and antifungal, and you add all of that up with the beautiful white sands, the sands of the water you can take and exfoliate your skin with, you know, the wet sand. It's very fine powdered sand, and it all adds to your daily beauty spa treatment, you know. The logging era, yeah, there was a time when the timber cutters used to come here, and this lake here, Lake Mackenzie, was actually named after a timber merchant named Hector Mackenzie, Hervey Mackenzie.
Cool. You want to get wet?
No. Okay.
Nick off. Don't you want to get wet? How come? Are you feeling therapeutic? Do you want to splash some sand on your face and get it exfoliated?
And rejuvenated, so
Yep.
what, 20 years younger.
Yep.
Look like a 30-year-old again.
30-year-old.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Those two young girls went in and out quickly.
Yeah. I don't blame them. Mm-hmm.
Remember Esperance?
Yeah.
We walked in the water and you start walking. It says freezing, but by the time it was actually quite pleasant. Come on, walk along the reeds. See, you're a brave girl.
Braver than you.
Just pretend it's good for your hips. Or hip.
Nice and clear.
Well, they want me to get wet, so I actually feel younger. Don't know why.
Hey. Oh, is it?
These heaps, but I just put 3 rings around there, and there, and there, around nice ones,
Oh, yeah.
clear ones.
Lake Mackenzie, quite popular. Water's actually not too bad, it's a little bit cool. Some people are braving it, going for a swim. It's not warm, but certainly in the shallows anyway. It's probably in the low 20s.
So one thing that rainforest species do is they stretch straight along as quick as possible to get to the sun. They don't want to be outcompeted by other trees, so they spend very little energy on side branches.
There's a lot of rough texture on these trees for those little spores to get attached to. They germinate from something microscopic to something as beautiful as that. All the leaf litter that falls in there, that's what it eats. It takes nothing from the tree but just clinging on and having it in height. They want to be up where the sun is. Right, that's why they got such big leaves. There's another little reason I stopped here. There's a little flower that's flowering at the moment called the tongue orchid. These little white little flowers, they're orchids. Yeah? You'll see them on the sides of the trees. Yeah. Ireland is well known for its orchids as well. It's got some of Australia's largest orchids, like the swamp orchids up towards Orchid Beach. But look at these cute little orchids. If you look at the leaves, they look like swollen little tongues. Yeah. Hence the name, tongue orchid. Schools here between 1920s and 1950s. Right. Most of the old temporary structures were just flattened because they were dilapidated. In the beginning, when they first came to the island in the 1860s, they used horses and cattle to transport the timber. And then from the 1900s, they used little steam trains to cause a lot of fires. Towards the 30s, they stopped the trains and then brought trucks to the island, and that was the garage. That's where they repaired the trucks over there. You ask what kind of trees they were taking right behind you. That's the famous Kauri pine you get in New Zealand as well. This is a cousin of Agathis australis you find in New Zealand, Tani Mahuta. Yeah? This is his cousin. This is called Agathis robusta. Alright. You can see why they went for them. Look at them. That's absolutely straight timber. Ship masts, building ships. These were up there with probably the most valuable timber back in those days. Still is very valuable timber. Yeah. Because it's slow drying, very dense fibre. They keep digging these things out in New Zealand, from what I understand, where they've fallen over 50,000 years ago in the lake systems, preserved by the mud, low levels of oxygen. Yeah. And they can still use the timber. It's Agathis, the colonial pine, or hoop pine. Yeah. You can see the rings around them, like a hula hoop. Hence the name, hoop pine. So it's also an ancient conifer. It's up there with Norfolk pines, Cook pine, Wallamine pines. Unfortunately, straight timber, softwood, beautiful timber. There's another ancient conifer there which doesn't belong on the island called the bunya pine. See that thing there? That was planted here by the forestry department, but that's another ancient conifer. You can see it looks prehistoric, yeah? You find in the forest, a cycad gets a big cone. Once the cone is fully pollinated, the female, it becomes red seeds, and those seeds are collected by the indigenous. Yeah? They process it by roasting it, crushing it, and then putting it in bags and chuck it in this water here specifically. So they've probably done for thousands of years, and what the running water does is washes the toxins out, you see. They come back every couple of weeks, take a bite. If they're still upright in 5 minutes, they know, they're getting somewhere. All right. They didn't notice the timber cutters evolved, you know. It was a learning phase, but they got to the point where they said this is too a problematic tree. So they decided whatever timber they had left, you know, it was usable to build wharfs and jetties. And a couple of years later, as usually in time to replace the timber you've used in the ocean, because when you use timber in the ocean, you get little creatures called shipworm or marine boris that eats holes in the timber. But they then discovered that this timber they used to build wharfs just to get rid of it, you know, as a timber, was untouched by this shipworm, by the marine boris. There's chemicals that's infused through the bark into the fibre, right, and that repels shipworm. So this became a very, very, very famous tree after that discovery, to the point where in the 1940s, the Dock of London, they requested that satinate or Fraser Island turpentine to be used. So timber from here, from these specific species, was shipped all the way to England to help rebuild the Dock of London. Yeah. Also the Suez Canal were relined with these species because of that shipworm resistant tendencies. Okay. So it's a eucalyptus family, folks. This specific species only found here and one spot on mainland. It's called Syncarpus helii, but the normal names are Fraser Island turpentine. They smell a bit turpentine when you work with them. It's not where turpentine comes from, but that's why they named them that. There's another name they go by, satinate. Once they realised all these problems, but also discovered there's good uses for the timber, like building wharfs, the forestry department prompted to rename it, rebrand it, and then send it out there as this kind of new, vast, improved timber, you know. It doesn't have any problems. This family line, not these ones specifically, There's only about 4 places, 5 places you still get them in Australia. Australia dried out, become a dry place, Eucalyptus more prevalent, these less prevalent. Right, these are now only found in moist little nooks and crannies of Australia, such as here. Alright, so you find them here, only this little creek, you find them in Carnarvon Gorge, Queensland, North Queensland, Cairns vicinity, the Daintree, and you also get them towards Cape York. Okay. Factory.
Right, folks, let's get you in there.
Moet zo even langs de shop, denk ik. Jawel, ik heb ook honger.
Just going to back in, folks. So once I've backed in, just here on the right hand side up the steps, there's a gentleman that's just stepped out there. He is going to see you folks. He's going to take you inside and
we moeten wel ook
he's going to explain to you about lunch.
Laat de tas maar
Hi guys, we're on the line. Good morning.
For the other boats. Don't forget to put your seatbelts on, please, as we. Away we go, folks. Welcome to 75 Mile Beach. It is a highway, deemed a highway, believe it or not. It's quite a chaotic highway, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, you've got to watch your back here, watch your front, watch everywhere. So you get all sorts of drivers that sometimes forget at least some sort of rules apply, like generally keep left, you know. But yeah, you get all sorts of things going on here. People fishing off the beach in 80-kilometre zones, and people taking you, passing you on the, you know, your wrong side. So yeah, you gotta keep your wits about you, keep your eyes open. Yeah, sometimes it's, you know, like trying to get past these guys, their own mission. That's fine, they can do what they want to do. They can do whatever what we're doing. And
Ik heb meer foto maken als ze doorgaan.
that means is go to the southern tip of the island, Hook Point. There's a barge system that runs between the Rainbow Beach, the town just off, mainland. That's the easiest way to go about it, catch a low tide and you just come up with your caravan. Easy done. Some people cut through the interior, but that's putting a lot of strain on your vehicle, I'm not going to lie to you. Thick sand and but that's if you want to save yourself if you're coming from the northern point like Hervey Bay. Big sea eagle, watching the fishermen, aren't they clever? He knows. Sometimes the fishermen will tame the eagles by giving them something to feed. We're not supposed to feed wildlife, but northern Scotland, completed about 1905, 1904, 1905, and then she ended up in New Zealand. She was a passenger ship. She could hold over 460 passengers, and most of that would have been first class. The main run she used to do, the old steamship, was between Sydney and Auckland. She started in 1905. By 1940, the New Zealand government decided no, they needed the ship for something else. They used the ship as a hospital ship. Well, during the First World War, so the ship was painted white. Red crosses put on the side, fitted with doctors and surgeons and nurses, and then this ship was then sent up to Gallipoli, all the way from here to Gallipoli. Imagine that, That's incredible. So she ended up in Anzac Cove, Gallipoli, Malta, Madras, Alexandria. Well, she picked up between 15 to 20,000 Anzacs, which were wounded, the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, Did 6 trips between the British Isles and here, respectively, and New Zealand and Australia. Did so from about 1940 till 1918, and she was released as a hospital ship. Got up to about 1934, she was getting old, she was decommissioned. She ended up in Sydney, up for sale. And then of all people, was the Japanese from Osaka. Shipwreckers, that decided they wanted the Mahino. They came all the way from Japan. Come and collect the Mahino in Sydney, and they bought another ship called Una. The Japanese captain decided then to tow the Mahino behind Una to save coal, more cost effective. They used a powerful tow rope to attach the Mahino to Una and remove the Mahino's propellers to make the towing easier. And off they went. 1935, the month of July, they sailed past this stretch of coast here, coming from Sydney, and sailed straight into something you don't see here very often, a cyclone, Very powerful winds. The tow rope snapped and the Mahino was dead in the water as they removed the propellers, No propulsion. So this big old ship then got blown down by the vicious, strong winds of that cyclone, but she got firmly stuck on the beach, 1935. Yeah, she's been ever since. It was discovered the next day. They went looking for a little search and rescue plane. They found the Japanese crew just sitting here on the beach, and no one died or got injured. The Japanese decided it was going to be too expensive to refloat the ship, so they said, nah, leave it, They took Una and off they went. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, he's got a nice one. That looks like a tailor, I would say. Nice one. Probably. I don't know my forward drive's engaged, folks. I've tried to get it in. We'll find out now. We're going to either get stuck or not. We'll see.
The remnants all the way down there.
plants growing over the sand dunes where they form, it holds things together, you know. And then all the minerals that comes with the sand will slowly be released and filtered through the different layers, you know, because of the rain that hits the top, and also the organic acids of the plants that grows over the sand dunes. Strip those minerals off the silica and filters through the sand layers. Yeah? All you need now is a little bit of something to happen to the vegetation that holds things together, like a fire, you know. And once that is gone, the erosion sets in, you know, the wind. So the rainwater starts to sculpt, you know, the kind of solidified sandstone then, and exposing the minerals inside, you know, the actual sand dunes. And one of the most common minerals you get here on the island is obviously, like the rest of Australia, iron oxides. Yeah? Once that is exposed to water and oxygen, it's going to give you these pretty orange, yellows, and pink colours you see here on your left. Yeah? That's called the coloured sands, or the pinnacles, because of these shapes that they form.
Ja, officieel mocht het niet zijn, toch? Ja.
Sorry, birds.
Because it used to just go down here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's alright after all, isn't it? It's fine. How's it go, Shane? That was a pathetic whistle. Okay. Just float. Just float.
Out of his way, and it's not good for the grass, but yeah, safety comes first. Alright, cool, isn't it? See, he buried a fish and he's now digging the fish frames up that people have
Oh,
buried.
yeah, dingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
She's right here.